What is up? What is going on? Dave at SVA Card Collectors. It is September 11th, 18 years ago. It sucked over here. I'm not going to lie. It sucked in New York. It was a crazy time. I was in Long Island, so I wasn't in the city. So I wasn't dealing with all the craziness. But it was, of course, across the country, it was a somber time. But over here in New York, it took a while for the city to bounce back. It just sucked. But we will move on. Wanted to talk about Panini Prizms basketball. Now, last year is the 2018-19 series. The big guy to get is Luka Doncic. Now, in these cards, you really have the silver prisms, which are the cards that are the investable cards that cost, a decent amount of money. Especially, like I said yesterday, guys like Giannis, they go for a couple of grand. $2,000-$3,000. Even their base cards will go for around, for Giannis, for example, is $500. So that sets the bar. So you have an understanding of how high they will go for. He's one of, if not the top player in the NBA right now. So looking at last year's crop of talent, like for example, Luka Doncic is going for around $600. He was awesome. Now, if you think he's going to continue to be great, and there's nothing to say they won't, especially now that he has Porzingis there. You can see where his card, how far up his card can go. So just using, if you have the money, and just using common sense, you see how high it can be for a top flight player. So maybe he isn't the best player in the NBA, of course, but maybe he's a top 10 guy. He might be there now. Maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't say that, but you see where I'm getting at. So maybe that card price range is closer to $1,000 to $1,500 and not $600. You see what I'm saying? So if you have a decent amount of money and you believe that Luka is going to be the real deal, then you should invest in him. If you want to go for a cheaper version, go get his base. If you want an even cheaper version, and you can go for Panini Select, which is also typically it's definitely cheaper than the Silver Prism, but with regards to the base, I'm guessing here because I haven't checked it, but I think it's going to be closer to the base price than it will be to the Silver Prism price. Now, the next guy is Trey from Atlanta Hawks. His silver prisms are going for $180 to $200, but you have a lot of buy it nows that are really high. So most of these prices are going through auction, and you buy through auction to get them cheaper. You can try to email someone for a buy it now to try to get it cheaper, but you should always be selling buy it now. You shouldn't be doing auction unless it's some really hot, player that everyone wants to buy, like if it's a Acuna and he hits the 40-40 that day. He gets the 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases. You would then put it on auction that day and see how it would go. Now, again, I'm not going to say, hey, you should invest. This guy's a great deal. I'm going to tell you, here's the price. I know a little bit about basketball. I know more about Knicks, so I can talk about the Knicks a little bit more. But beyond that, I will be more heavily involved in watching basketball. But you can see trends, and you can figure things out. Now, I know the sports card investor uses data, and data is important, but I also think, like I said before, common sense and what team he's playing for and the availability of him playing, the minutes are important. He's going to get his minutes. He's going to play. It's just you thinking Is Trey going to be better than he was as a rookie? Is he going to stay the same? Will he revert back? That's going to be up on you. So if you think he's going to take a next step and become even bigger, well, obviously his price is going to go higher. He's probably priced correct, maybe a little bit under. Maybe he should be closer to 250, 300. But that's, if you want to invest in, you pay the price now. That's it. You're not getting a deal now. I don't think there's any deals really in this thing. It's more of just investing and praying to the basketball gods that they are better. One guy I will say to avoid is Michael Porter Jr. That guy is priced decently high. I saw a couple of solds for 160. Now, he may have all the talent in the world. I wouldn't know, because I know in Missouri, his first college year, he got hurt. First year in NBA, had back surgery, out for the year. Now in the summer league, hurt his leg. Let someone else take that, bet. He really hasn't proven anything. He might have all the talent in the world, and I don't know him. It's not like I know the guy. I'm sure he's a great person. I don't know. It could be a terrible. I have no idea about him. But for $160, that is not a deal. He's not priced where he should be. If it was at $20, okay, let's go do it. But there's just no data. There's no nothing. We don't know. So I would avoid him right now. DeAndre Ayton, you'll see he's priced pretty high, and he had a good year with the Suns. You have Booker there, so it should be a good tandem. But he's priced at $160 to $200. I think he's priced where he should be. I don't think that's a deal at all. But again, I'm going to keep reiterating. If you believe and you've watched him and you go, man, this guy is going to take the next step and he's going to average 25 points, or he's just going to be this amazing defensive stud, or whatever the hell you think he is, then go ahead and invest, because it's not a bad price. He's not priced, it's not like it's $400, but there is no deal. It's now just believing in him, and he will get the playing time. He has Cory Booker. They're playing in the West, so it's going to be tough, but he's going to get a lot of shots. So it may be something worth investing in. Maybe he does go up a little bit. So just keep in mind of that stuff. Marvin Bagley, he's like around $180. I believe he's the one from the Sacramento Kings. They had a good year. No one thought anything about them, and they did well. I think he will get the minutes. He'll get the time. But he's not. I don't think he was the upper echelon. I don't think he's closer to Trey and to DeAndre Ayton. So I think he's priced a little high, to be honest with you. Now, I'm talking about silvers, PSA 10s. I should have started off with that. Again, if you guys want to not spend all that money, you want to go with the base, just to give you an idea, the Trey Young from Atlanta Hawks, his cards were going around $40, $45, his base PSA 10s. If that's something in line with your budget, go right ahead, because like I said before, we know Giannis is around $500. So we can try to figure out, well, if he becomes a very good player, maybe he gets to $75. Maybe he gets to $100. So you can double your money. But that's on you, yo. I'm not gonna play fortune teller. It's hard. You can have an idea, you can watch a person game in and game out, and I think they'll have the better idea than some guy driving in his car, talking on his phone. One guy I am high on that I'm going to say right now is Shai Alexander. I'm not going to try to say his middle name. Middle name is like Gilgeous? Now, he was from the Clippers and he was traded to the Thunder. Everybody and their mother left Thunder. You do have Chris Paul. Who knows if Chris Paul will still be there? But he will be starting, and he will get a ton of playing time. And he did, I believe he had a very good rookie season. He did excellent in Summer League. His cards are going for $145. I think that is a good investment because they might get their rear ends kicked, but he might be scoring a bunch because there's nobody else there. So he may be scoring a bunch of points, and if they do anything at all, he's probably going to be at the forefront of it. So $145 right now. They do have buy it nows at $175, but you can get his base. Again, like I said, his base is $25. So if you want to try it out, you can go spend $100, $200, and you get a bunch of these guys' bases, and then you just wait and see. Just like fantasy football, baseball, basketball. You have your money spread out, and you're just hoping for the best. Now, another guy, and this guy I don't know too much about, Jaren Jackson. But there'll be a lot of people seeing him because everyone's going to be paying attention to Morant, and that will be his partner in crime. Now, Morant will get all the accolades, and people will be watching him. But as they're watching him, if he does well, people are going to go, who's this Jaren Jackson guy? You see where I'm going? Now, I don't know anything about him. I saw him at the end. He may be priced, I think he was over $100. Do your research on him. I just like the aspect that he will have the number 2 draft pick, and a lot of emphasis will be on him, on Morant, and not him. And that might be an opportunity for you to pounce when he starts doing well, because all the attention is going to be on the other guy. So those are some of the guys that I saw. They are going at the upper echelon of 2018, 2019 Panini Prizms. I also will talk about my boy, Mitchell Robinson, who I've been high on. A lot of people have been high on. And his cards have gone anywhere from, $60 to $80 as silvers. And his base cards go, I haven't seen too many of his base cards. I'm sure they're there. I haven't been paying attention because the silvers have been cheap enough for me to go after. My Knicks also have Alonzo Trier, who came off I don't even know if he was drafted, but he shot well. I'm not a big fan of Kevin Knox. I don't think he's the real deal. But that's just me watching him, and I don't know. I like Mitchell Robinson better. I really don't think I don't think Kevin Knox is the guy. I think we whiffed on that draft pick. I think Trier is better, to be honest with you. And but he's priced probably similar to Knox, so no great deals there. All right, I am at my job, svacardcollectors.com. Flick Chat, download the app. We're having a lot of conversations. We can continue to chat about basketball and who you think is going to be the next up-and-comer. You guys know what to do. Buy some cards and go broke. Later, people.